ShoreTel Connect Cloud is now MyCloud Connect.
This video demonstrates the migration of a 14.2 switch to Connect with an upgrade of the operating system from WinRiver to CentOS. The video also demonstrates the critical step of changing the SCSI controller of the virtual machine from a WinRiver supported SCSI controller to a CentOS supported SCSI controller. This video shows the migration of a 14.2 Mitel voice switch currently on WinRiver to Connect and CentOS. Note, in this video, the required change of the SCSI controller used in WinRiver Bus Logic Parallel to the CentOS supported VMware Paravirtual controller. In a 14.2 migration, this change is done during the upgrade process, not prior to. In a migration where the current switch is on a Connect but not CentOS, the SCSI controller change can be done prior to starting the upgrade. Here we'll show the migration from 14.2 WinRiver OS to the CentOS version. Here we can see the build is already up to a Connect build supporting the CentOS, build 21.86.182.1. Here is a phone switch. It is currently showing as firmware mismatch. It is currently using the 14.2 build. We need to migrate the switch using 14.2 build to the CentOS build. Before we start the migration, we will check the 14.2 switch. This is the 14.2 switch. Here we will check the version to verify. As you can see, this is a WinRiver Linux release 3.0.2. This is where we can see an older kernel version 2.6.27.39 and is a 32-bit operating system. We will start the migration from Mitel Connect Director. Here you can see we select the switch and we will issue the upgrade. Note the options selected, reboot and reset, and reboot appliances, then click apply and OK. While waiting, we will check the logs to verify what is happening. From the logs, we can see that the upgrade is being sent from Director to the switch. It is in the process of downloading the new version now. Here is the switch that we initiated the migration to CentOS. Note, it is still in firmware mismatch. The switch has been rebooted and is coming back up in CentOS. We just need to give it a couple of minutes. While waiting, we will show what the current SCSI controller is. The SCSI controller for the 14.2 switch is set to Bus Logic Parallel. This SCSI controller is no longer supported in CentOS. The appliance is now attempting to boot up in CentOS. Note, the SCSI controller has still not been changed. This is the error you will see when upgrading from 14.1 or 2 to CentOS without changing the SCSI controller. In order to change the SCSI controller, the VM must be powered down. Change the SCSI controller and then boot back up in CentOS. First, power off the virtual machine. Then edit the settings. Select the SCSI controller. Since the 14.2 is an older kernel, it does not support the required CentOS SCSI controller. This is why we have to change the SCSI controller during the upgrade and not before the upgrade. The current SCSI controller is set to Bus Logic Parallel. Change it to VMware Paravirtual. After making the SCSI controller change to VMware Paravirtual, power back on the virtual machine. Now, as the appliance boots up with CentOS, we can see that it does not have the same error as it did before. So now in CentOS, the login will still not yet be successful as demonstrated here. The installation is still not quite complete. There will be one more reboot. In Mitel Connect Director, we can see that the switch is still in a lost communication state. Give the switch time to complete the install. After the final reboot, you can log into the switch using admin and the password ShoreTel with a capital S and a capital T. In Director, verify that the phone switch has come back green. In this case, it shows that it's missing some phones, that's why it's yellow, but does not show firmware mismatch or lost communication. Also verify the build matches the build of the server. You can also verify in the switch that the migration was successful by checking the version and assuring that all services have started. The overall process of upgrading a 14.2 switch or Connect to CentOS is very similar to previous builds. One critical exception is the change of a switch running Wind River and migrating to CentOS, the change of the SCSI controller. Remember, in a 14.2 migration, this change is done during the upgrade process, not prior to. In a migration where the current switch is on Connect but not CentOS, the SCSI controller change can be done prior to starting the upgrade. Same process shown in the video, just can be done before the upgrade begins. Thank you for watching.